Welcome to Therapists Say, the podcast where we talk about real life, real feelings, and the stuff everyone's dealing with, but no one really explains. We're here to make mental health make sense, keep things honest, and remind you that you're not the only one trying to figure it all out. Therapists Say is brought to you by Full Circle Therapy and Inner Wellness Therapeutic Services. Let's get into today's episode. And welcome back to another episode of Therapists Say. I'm your host, Mel.
I'm your other host, Liz.
And I am the co-host, Barry.
Are you sure that you're the co-host?
You're not actually the co-host.
You're not. We have to revisit that.
You're the host. We are
Also
all equal parts. Now
No.
people are getting...
Did you guys plan this? Are you ambushing me right now?
No.
Was
Nope.
this a plan?
No, but it reminded me of our
Right.
hate mail.
I don't mind. That was
Right.
fine.
Our hate tweet.
Or, well, it was a comment on
Yeah.
YouTube. And it was directed at me. You should be glad.
Right.
It was finally one that wasn't directed at you. Mel has got 0 hate. You've got
Great,
the
now.
most hate.
Now somebody's going to come here.
And I got 1 where I'm
I've only gotten one.
I'm not creating space for you guys.
Well, except for when one of your children...
Why does
told
the
me I was nightmare.
co-host?
Because you're not actually the co-host. You're also the host.
Yeah, but I like co-host. And what I wanted to say, I'm going to add this in like as we start,
Mm-hmm.
that there may be curse words in the episode, and I will make sure there are curse words in the episode
Okay.
since we're now saying that. Like I will drop the F-bomb at some point.
Okay. I feel like we all do.
We all
Every
do,
episode.
right? But we should just have.
The
disclaimer.
Mel clicks a button that
Right.
says explicit content.
But the podcasts I listen to, at least one of them says, there might be, or there's curse words in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was just trying to do that. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh,
Shrink
shrink wrap.
Do you guys have anything?
No.
I think my shrink wrap was the co-host comment.
Oh, I'm going to stick with co-host though. I feel it
course.
humbles me. Like I need to be humbled.
I feel like it's just part of your ODD
You don't think
now.
I need to be humbled?
No, not in this moment.
I think generally in life I need to be humbled.
Okay.
It's a way of like,
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
So
Part of his meta.
I have a number of just a couple. Well, a number. The number is 5. I have 5 bullet points because I said number so many times. All right. Sorry. First, we're sorry about the sound for the last episode. We did get a few comments, not a lot, not as many as I expected. I don't know if it affected our listening at all.
It affected my mental health.
It did affect your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sorry about that. We had written it, or Mel had written it actually in the
Yes.
description of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna like quickly explain what happened was that we thought the mics were the input, but somehow the computer had
Decided otherwise.
decided to go to default, which was the computer mic. So it sounded like we were a million miles away. And yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first. I apologize to our listeners. If you were here for the last 15 minutes, you would see how hard we're working at not letting that happen again. And when I say we, I mean Mel.
Mhm.
Yes.
Like Mel is
It's
like,
my mission in life
yeah.
for that to never happen
to
again.
never happen.
But I feel like I don't trust the process.
Well, I don't think the computer is trustworthy because as we saw when you were trying to do it, it went
Mhm.
right back. Like we had it, we tested it, and then we started again, and it went to default mic.
And that's
So we have to like
what
just be
happened.
very
Yep.
careful to make sure that
Mhm.
we make sure it's that way first. The other one, this is a question for you guys. How many episodes are left in this season?
This is 9. Last episode was 8.
Right. So
We had
it's 9.
said 10, but then we decided that it didn't have to be 10.
Why?
Right.
Why?
Because maybe we had more things to do than
Yeah. There was still other topics.
Hmm.
And then I forgot what we said that we were going to do.
I said I had a bunch of topics, but
Or did we say 12?
I thought we said 12.
10
I
is-
think we said 12.
I mean, it doesn't really matter
12.
because we don't really take big breaks.
That's
So we
true.
come back with the next season pretty much right away.
Okay, but I think 12.
Okay. So we'll do 12. So
Yeah.
this is number 9.
Yeah.
So we're each doing one more. The other is Prosimi sourdough,
Yes.
The best.
Right. We just had it. I just posted a picture of cinnamon buns. We plan on having it if she's able every time we record because she's leaving.
Yes. So
And
sad.
that has gotten pushed back to May, apparently.
Yay. For us.
Yay for us. Maybe not for her. I don't know.
I don't know.
It was supposed to be April. Now it's May. So
So we got Cinnamon buns till
So you guys out there, the audience that lives in South Florida, only have until May to get
Yes. Oh, I forgot.
all the different breads. Like
Joe wanted
I only
cookies.
talk about the cinnamon buns, but there's
She added
cookies.
The cookies are
sourdough.
so
Cookies are
good.
so good. And her sourdough.
Yeah, the
Oh,
bread.
So
I
good.
forgot to order cookies.
Okay, that's between you and your husband.
My
You can
bad.
apologize now on the air.
I'm sorry.
case
He
he
doesn't
listens.
listen anymore.
No?
Really? He gave up listening?
Oh, we lost a listener? Our own
wow.
family.
Yeah, you guys
Mhm.
suck. Okay.
He's going to literally listen to this episode just because he's
I hope we're talking about relationships today.
Liz doesn't like talking about relationships. So the question's
right,
probably
it
the
won't be.
one that I don't like.
It won't be a relationship question then, because it's Liz's question today.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So I was saying you guys suck because your husband stopped listening. Your husband just lies about listening. And I hope that stays in. Your employees don't listen. If I had employees, they better fucking listen. That's all I got to say. So yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean, I can't make all my students listen, but a lot of them do.
I
Like
know.
one of them said the other day, like, "Oh, I listened to your podcast." And actually, that brings me to my next thing, which I didn't want to address, and I actually put a question mark because I don't know if
Now you're just feeling it.
Well, because a student walked into class the other day and he was like, "You did shrooms?" And I was like, "Oh,
That was
fuck."
great.
Like he listens to the podcast.
That's great.
Obviously, I did them one time.
But you did it. Oh, okay, now you said it. But I was like, but you kind of joked about it. You didn't really say I did shrooms.
No, he didn't say I did shrooms, but he said, "Oh, could it be the shrooms?" And
But
then
like-
I said, "Yes." I confirmed.
I think what I said was you felt there was another reason I was being nice,
Correct.
and I said, "What, the shrooms?" And I
I
think that
said
was
yes.
I think it was evident that I had done them. Like
I thought it was a
the
joke.
people that asked, like my son texted me asking, one of my sons,
Amazing.
right? I did them one time. It was a horrible experience. I don't recommend. But like for each their own. Like I'm not against them. Liz is. I'm not against them. But I feel that, I don't know. Like I did a lot of research before I did them, just to be clear. Like there's books written about it by very scholarly people. I had talked to a couple people I really trust as well. I did it like with a sitter. I did it like very controlled. I just didn't have a good experience. Maybe because of my darkness inside. Maybe. Okay, maybe. Or I don't know. But one of my goals was to be more empathic. So people are saying, maybe it's the shrooms, that's why you're nicer. And I want to argue that. Like, I want to say no. But at the same time, one of the problems with like personal anecdotal evidence, this is like very educational now, is there would have to be like a clone me that never did the shrooms, that did the other things
So you could
to
compare.
show.
To compare.
Yeah. And we don't have that. Like, there's no way I can say it's absolutely isn't. It doesn't feel like it was to me. It feels more like that book I read, The Courage to be Disliked, which I really liked. And one of the things he talked about that I thought was something I needed to work on was viewing people as friends rather than enemies. Like, I feel like I'm very defensive against people. Like, I see people, it's like, what the fuck do they want? You know what I mean? There's the F-bomb, right?
Yes.
Like, I feel like people are, like, I'm already guarded
Yeah.
when people are approaching me.
Yeah.
And if I see them as friends, that's better. So I think that has had a bigger impact on me being kinder than the others. But there's no way to know. So whatever, I am being kinder. Stephanie had verified it, but then I messed with her today.
Today
In
messed
front
with
of
her.
you.
I know. I saw it.
Damn.
And I almost made a comment and I stopped myself.
But 2 weeks ago when I saw her, I asked and she was like, "You've definitely been nicer. Like, you've definitely been." So she verified it. That's all I have for
Okay, so maybe it has more to do with your
the book.
Maybe your discipline.
Yeah.
Would be nice.
Exactly. Good, Liz.
What do you mean, my discipline?
Like when you think about it and you try to make an effort to be nicer. Right. I think it has more to do with that than an outside factor.
Okay. That's how I feel. Like, I've consciously been like, be nicer. Like,
Right.
I've been kinder to students. I've been more understanding of their problems that make problems for me,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
Like I got to reopen tests and things like that because even though it was
Yeah.
open a week, they
Mhm.
couldn't do it in a
It
week.
just correlates with the shrooms.
Right.
But that
causation does
yes,
not equal
exactly.
correlation.
Right.
Exactly.
So it
Thank
still
you.
could be. It's very possible they had an impact, but
Mhm,
I don't think so because it was awful for me. So,
mhm.
but maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
All
All right.
Excellent.
So that was it. Did you guys have any shrink wrap?
We
No.
never have shrink wrap.
No, people don't talk to us about the
Okay.
podcast.
That's not true. I do have people that do tell me that they enjoy the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If somebody texts me about it, I usually send it.
Yeah,
to you
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, people were pretty happy with the last episode, and
Except
even
for the sound.
except for the
For
audio,
the sound.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, but the content
It was good.
was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked that episode a lot.
And the hate, the woman said I wasn't kind. I was performative because I mentioned I was
homeless
giving
people.
money to homeless. Who am I performing for?
Do we know who this person is?
I don't know.
We don't know who this person is?
No.
It's okay. I don't think we need to. I respect her. The picture is a female, so I'm assuming it's a woman.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have a woman's picture, I assume you're a woman. Also, the content was very feminist,
Yes.
so I
yes.
think it's probably a woman. Because it was like, why does the male co-host dominate?
I feel like it's like a student. It's like a secret student.
Ooh, really?
That's
That
kind of
hates me?
yeah.
Mm.
But listens to you, so maybe doesn't hate you, but feels like they don't
But
like you
feels
that
like-
much.
No.
But she
No?
suggested I give you guys more space. You guys responded very well in
Yeah.
the comment.
If we
That
needed
if you want space, you'll take
we'd
it.
take the
Like,
space.
fuck Barry, I'll take that space.
Exactly.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that. I have a mug that says "shut the fuck up," but in like weird letters, so you have to like sound it out phonetically. You know what I mean?
Of course.
It was a gift. Somebody gave it to me
Of
as a
course.
gift.
Of course you
So I was gonna bring that today just because of
Oh,
the
that would have been
feedback,
funny if you
and
forgot.
I totally forgot. I had so much
Mm.
to bring today
Mm.
for other things.
Are we gonna do our question?
Yes, we are. All right, you guys ready?
No. I feel like I know what your question is and I don't want
All
to
right,
do it.
let's talk about death.
Okay, cool. I
Right.
love that topic.
I know. All right, so
I knew
my question today is why do people expect grief to have an endpoint when psychologically it really doesn't?
Ooh.
Mm, 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 mm.
I'm surprised Liz is bringing a question about death.
I have a lot of grieving clients.
Yeah, I
What do
think
you
that's
mean?
You have a lot
why.
of grieving clients?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like you've mentioned either in a podcast or when we've talked individually that you don't like talking about death.
I have no choice anymore.
Yeah, I think that's what her
I think-
struggle is.
So you've been forced to by the universe
Mm-hmm.
because God has forsaken you.
Even though I was saying earlier today that I feel like clients that come to us, I mean, granted, like most, like the three of us here kind of stick to a couple of specialties, but I feel like the clients that end up coming to you, and I see this with my registered interns too, like it's like some universe trying to teach you a
Right.
lesson.
I mean,
In some way.
I think it's great that we learn from our clients
Yeah.
and we
Mhm.
grow from our clients.
Mhm.
Yalom says that. I haven't
Mhm.
brought Yalom up in a while, I feel.
Wow.
But he does say that. He
Yeah.
says like we should both, the client and the therapist should be growing.
Oh,
from
yeah.
the,
Oh,
from the interaction.
Constantly.
I learn from
Yeah.
all my
Yeah.
clients.
all my clients.
I wouldn't say it's the universe doing
Mhm,
it. I would
mhm.
just say that client raises stuff for us
Mhm.
from our unconscious, perhaps that
Mhm.
that we realize we need to work on.
Yeah.
So the universe, or the God that has forsaken you, has decided you need to work on death, and he sent you grieving clients.
Yes.
Mm.
Grief. And I think that's a theme for this week for my clients is that they feel that grief should have an endpoint, or they'll ask me, but I don't feel like I'm getting any better because I'm still grieving, or I feel the same, or
Mhm.
so I feel like that has come up a lot this week for my clients.
I want to create space for you guys.
I mean,
No, I want to
can I go?
I guess I was like, I want to hear what Barry has to say.
Fine, you go first, Barry.
No, I don't. I mean, one thing I was going to say about time limit.
He's like, okay.
This is more educational than anything, Mel. I'm not going to.
That's fine.
Is the DSM-5 does have a diagnosis for grief disorder, which is more than a year.
Right.
Like it's been a year since the death, and you're still having severe symptomatology of grief
and of functioning, correct?
Yeah, it has to affect functioning. I don't know. I had a client that, and I've always hated this. Like I've had a number of clients over my years as a therapist that have said, it's been a year, my family says I should be over it, and I'm not.
Right.
And I feel like that's an externally imposed time limit that
agree.
may not.
Yeah, a year seems pretty short.
Depending.
The first year of everything. Right. So of course that year is probably going to hit you maybe a little differently than the following years.
Right.
I mean, the way that I always talk about grief with my clients is that it never goes away. Like it stays the same size. Grief is always that heavy and that awful to sit with, but you have to create a life around the grief to make you think that it feels better, even though it's still going to be painful forever. Like you can't make that pain go away. You just have to fill your life with other positive things.
Yeah, I've seen posts that are like it's not that the grief grows smaller, the container grows bigger.
Right.
You being the container. I took a whole grief class, in undergrad. It was one of the 16-week classes I took, like grief and grieving. That was up in Philadelphia when I still lived up there. So, and I talk about grief a decent amount, even in my addiction course. I talk about grieving. Like if you have to quit drugs, like there's grieving associated with that. Obviously, when relationships end, it's not just about death, and then there's the stages of grief we can talk about. And then I know one of the things I really liked, which I don't want to get to yet because we're so early in the episode, but has to do with like the end or the last phase. But I don't want to start there. You know what I mean? I mean, what do you tell your clients when they come to you and they say, I'm not getting better, I feel like I should be whatever?
I put it back on their functioning because most of the time, at least with like a particular client, they are functioning. They are, they just miss the life that they had because of their grief, which I tell them that is normal to feel. Like you're not just going to wake up one day and skip around like it never happened. It happened. It happened. It hurt. Like you loved someone so much, which kind of almost comes into an argument of, is grief the price of love?
Yeah. There's a meme, or like it's from this show that I never watched. It was a Disney show, WandaVision.
Oh, I watched it.
You watched it?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so
it was so cute with Elizabeth Olsen.
But
Olsen twin sister? Is that who it is?
Yeah.
Oh, really? She's
Mary-Kate and Ashley's sister. Yeah, she's in a lot of Marvel stuff.
My understanding it's two Marvel characters.
It is.
That fall in love.
Yes.
And like, it's like a
sitcom. So
about them, like this couple that is also Marvel heroes. Right. That's just my understanding.
You're correct.
From looking at the meme.
Yeah.
And I have watched a Marvel movie at some point in my life, and the robot guy.
Yeah, I can't remember his name exactly.
Yeah,
she's the Scarlet Witch.
Right, and he is
no idea here.
He has a name.
Eddie would know. He's really
text Eddie real quick. The meme that it's like a still from that show, and it says, "What is grief if not love continuing?" Which I think that's really beautiful. I send it to clients, although I was going to go for my phone, but you criticized how I'm on my phone a lot during the podcast. Now I'm like, cannot look at my phone. I was going to try to look for the meme, but I think I caught the gist of it.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Like, what is grief if not love continuing?
Yeah, that is beautiful. Why does grief make some people so uncomfortable? Like me.
Well, and I have another question for that, because one of my follow-up questions is, why do some people take grief intellectually and others take it so emotionally?
Right.
Just a thought.
Really good questions. Can I start with yours? I don't know that I'm the one to answer all the questions, though.
I think it's like for all of us to answer. I think I posed it more as like even a question for me to answer too.
I mean, my answer would be Westerners, us, are very uncomfortable with negative emotion. We don't want to sit with anything negative, which a big part of my practice is helping people sit with what is negative. Yeah, because we want to avoid it. We want to get rid of it. We want to get away as quick as possible. We want to change it.
I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit too much.
Okay.
Especially in terms of grief. Because again,
Well,
this
God has
comes up...
forsaken you. So you can play devil's advocate.
I hate you. Because this comes up with my grieving clients, that some of them, I feel like in terms of grief, are like, but I need to go through it right now. But I need to get over it, right? I need to feel it. And like, I almost feel like they try to force themselves to feel.
Like purge.
Right. Like, and I'm like, but you can't purge it either.
It's a process.
I feel like it is a gradual process. And yes, maybe you'll have a week that you're doing wonderfully, right? That you can function, that you can get through it. And then there's an anniversary, there is a birthday, something reminds you, like you're walking the dog, you know, and then you feel the things. And then they think like, oh, but you see, I didn't purge enough, or I didn't feel enough. I need to get through it.
Right. I think that's an excellent point, that like if I'm going to feel this, I need to feel it intensely and get it all out, and then I won't have to feel it anymore. But I don't feel that that's how grief is.
Exactly. And I think so, having to work with grief, that kind of just fell into my lap, and I got very intimidated by it. And I was like looking up all the different types of grief therapies and what to do. And what I realized and learned is that you just kind of have to sit with it. Like you just have to sit. And even if the client just wants to talk about that loved one or whomever it is for an hour, like that's what they can do. Like that's okay. But there's really no, in my opinion, formula to the grief.
I tell my clients a lot with grief that it's a balance of avoidance and wallowing. Like you wallow some and then you avoid some. Like you shouldn't be avoiding
all
too
the time,
much, right? And you shouldn't be wallowing all the time either. Like you have to find that balance for you. And it's so dependent. There's so many variables with grief. You know what I mean? Like how close was the relationship? You know, sometimes in that class we learned about anticipatory grief. Like I know this person's going to die, so I start grieving before
that for me is more difficult.
Yeah.
That
and you think it, I feel like when I've worked with clients like that, they feel like kind of like what your clients are saying. They should be through it because I grieved for 6 months before they died.
Right.
Why am I still grieving? And it's because now it's real.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it hits differently.
You're never going to be prepared. You're really never going to be prepared for somebody to die or to lose a person in whichever domain grief, you know, knocks on your door. You can tell yourself that you're going to be prepared, but it's still going to hurt in that moment. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great episode, guys.
My favorite.
I'm kidding.
You know what's interesting about Mel, listener? When Melissa has to deal with death, she
does it well.
Yeah. Like
what does that mean?
Go ahead, Liz. Right here. Like under the bus.
Okay, like she's so uncomfortable. Like she is so uncomfortable.
Talking about
it. And as someone who's her sister, who has seen her lose a grandfather, like lose someone who, and our grandparents like have lived with us practically our whole lives. Our grandpa was like another dad, truly, for us. Very close. I remember, like, I was 20 when he died and Mel was 27. I remember Melissa in the hospital was cool, calm, and collected. Like, you know, like, okay, what am I going to do? You know, it was my mom's dad. So Mel wanted, and not in a control way, like just to like help my mom. And Mel was like, okay, I'll call this funeral home. I'll do this. And then my mom, you know, was like, no, I got it. But you were going to do it.
Yeah.
and you weren't uncomfortable. Like that. Okay, I think maybe that's what I'm trying to say, is that I have seen you face death and you're not uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I don't
true.
really think
So
it's
then the question is, why are you so uncomfortable just talking about
right.
it?
It's true. I think I'm really good at getting shit done. And I think when I can take control of a situation, it feels better than the unknown. I'm so uncomfortable with it, sitting here thinking maybe about how I don't know who's going to die next and how or when. And that makes me uncomfortable. But I know that in the moment when I'm faced with it, no matter who the person is, of course, it hits you different. If it's a child or a parent or a sibling or, somebody you're really
Right.
close to, I understand that part. But I know that I would be fine. I know that about myself. I would make it work, as like crazy as that sounds, saying it. But the anticipation of the unknown is what makes me uncomfortable.
And I think I'm the opposite. I think I can talk about it a little bit, not completely, but then when faced with death, I feel like I fall apart because that feels so final to me.
Wow.
I mean, it is final.
I feel like I've mentioned this before. It seems like you're more uncomfortable with ambiguity, right? And I always talk about that experiment where people prefer to know they're going to be shocked for 60 seconds
Oh, yeah.
than to think they might be shocked for 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Like sure. I would, like, given the choice, and I think we talked about this with breaking up, like if somebody says, I need a break, I don't know what's going to happen. They're like, well, just end it now then. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they're more comfortable knowing than with the ambiguity.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
It seems like that's what you're uncomfortable with.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Is the ambiguity. And then you try to exercise control when someone dies. Like, I can do this, I can do that. Like, what am I in control of?
Yeah.
I will help.
Yes.
Well, because that helps people in the grieving process too. Feeling like they're doing something to help.
For me, at least.
Right.
Definitely.
So then do you feel like you're more uncomfortable with the thought of somebody else dying or your own death?
My own death.
Oh,
definitely.
You're more uncomfortable thinking about your own death.
Yeah. Oh,
you must love my Instagram.
I do. I
was joking. I was being sarcastic.
I think it's hilarious.
But I write so many things about, like, if no one told you today you are going to die, life is decay,
and
you don't really matter. Like,
I think it's a joke.
You think it's a joke?
But
I think it's funny.
He's not joking.
Well, it's true and funny at the same time. I would like to think for some people.
I think it's more funny, like, because I know you, like, just knowing you and you posting those things, like, makes it funny.
Right, I post them all
because you're
the
like
time.
Super serious.
Yeah, like, it's not a. It's not a phase.
Barry's gonna get like a wellness check on his store.
But it's not a phase. Like, I post stuff about death
Mom,
pretty
it's
regularly.
not a phase.
Yeah.
That's funny. Emo.
No, yeah. I mean, I think it's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just
That's
like, as someone who doesn't
But
like
I
to
do
think
that.
about their own death, I post things about your death, like my death, her death, everyone's death, like inevitable death. Like, remember, you're going to die. I've told this story. I have the tattoos, skulls everywhere.
Your
right here's a
phone
skull
case
right here.
is
My
skulls.
phone case is a skull. Like, I have all this stuff to remind me of death so I live more fully. That's the whole idea. That's what I'm promoting the most.
Yeah,
I
no,
think.
and I love that part of it.
Oh.
I like that part of it. To live your life to the fullest.
Because you're going to die.
No, I don't like that part.
So then, how has grief changed your perspective as a therapist with your clients?
I think I always like fall back on my whole like grief is this size and you
will
to
get bigger.
Yeah, and you have to like
That's your whole spiel.
That's my spiel. That's it.
And that's it. That's it.
I mean, I think that one way is like, this is why a lot of people create foundation and make something of the grief,
Well, that's like a part of a whole theory in grief.
Like you start a foundation, you plant a tree in their memory.
I feel like that's a different aspect of existential. There's this really cool TED talk I used to show in one of my classes. I don't teach that class anymore, but it's like the myths about death. Right. And I know that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about grief. Like, first, there's the idea we kind of live forever, which is why I confront people with death a lot. Like, instead of wasting time on your phone, you know what I mean? Like, live your life, right? Like, do something more engaging. That makes, at the end of your life, you want to be able to look back and you're not going to want to feel like you wasted it.
Do you think people really do that? Lizana's question.
Waste their life?
Like, no. Like, on their deathbed. Like, those are the thoughts.
There was a famous, like, a woman that worked in hospice. She wrote a book about the top 5 regrets of the dying, right? And yeah, I think not living for themselves, living for other people is definitely one of them. I think some people do feel like I didn't spend enough time with my loved ones. You know, I was busy, focused on whatever, you know. I think
people are aware enough, even on their deathbed.
I think most people, when faced with death, don't want to die unless they're really, really old.
I think, yeah, I don't think.
Right, because they want to do more. Like they're regretful they didn't do this or they didn't do that, and now you don't have the opportunity.
Even look, I guess we got to talk about our grandma. We got to bring her up.
Okay.
Because I feel like even her, who she's like, sign me up for death. When she was in and out of the hospital, she wasn't dying, but she thought she was. She was scared. She was very scared.
Yeah.
She was not like, death take me, as morbid as this all sounds. And she is a depressed person who often says they wish.
Right. Because she hasn't finished grieving. Like, I was going to bring her up earlier when you talked about how long does grief.
Right.
Like, your grandmom doesn't seem to have a time limit.
No.
Like, her husband died
2016.
2016.
10 years ago.
10 years coming up on 10 years.
And Friday.
Saturday.
When the podcast comes out.
10 years
It's
on
been
Saturday.
10 years.
Wow. So 10
we're
years
taking
and
her away
she's
from the
still
cemetery.
grieving.
She hasn't asked.
Oh my goodness.
She
Okay, you
hasn't
guys are having a
asked.
family meeting apparently that I'm just interrupting with a podcast.
Because she has to go every year to the cemetery. Like, usually my brother is the one who, I mean, not usually, he is. He is though, because me and Mel don't go. Mel has been to the cemetery twice.
Once.
No, you want to know
promise
something?
I didn't.
Okay, so you want to know a
Okay.
detour conversation? We all went to the cemetery this one time. It was like the first Father's Day he had died. And like, believe in supernatural or ghosts if you don't, or if you will. But Melissa was like, I'm not going. She was
going.
the only one.
I didn't go.
Everybody, he died in March. Father's Day was in
Why?
June. Because of death. She wouldn't go.
Like this
and
weird
guess what? And guess
avoidance thing.
Wait a minute. We just spent half a podcast talking about how you handled death so well.
No,
Well,
she
And
didn't.
now you're like, nope, not going to the cemetery.
No,
Right. So
in the moment, like when someone is dying and dies,
Like at death's
the
door.
corpse is there. I got this. Like, this is fine. We're gonna pray over you. We're gonna go. We're gonna do the whole
I don't
thing.
think no.
But after
I'm going to
that,
disagree as a therapist.
after that,
I don't think that's
Okay.
actually handling it well. I think that's avoiding it.
Well,
with
it gets
tasks.
better. It gets better. So
It gets-
she did not go. Melissa did not go.
I didn't go. I went to Target.
She went to Target. We hadn't disconnected our grandfather's phone, and he starts calling
Starts calling what?
Melissa.
My phone.
Because
Literally.
one of you was calling her?
No,
From
my
her phone.
My
No,
grandma had the phone.
Right.
My grandma had the phone,
And she was calling you.
no,
and it started calling me.
Oh.
and we're all like
It
very
butt dialed.
It butt dialed me.
But
and
it
I
I'm
was
going
said-
to go with butt dialed.
but
You
it
guys can
says-
go with
well, but
ghosts
the irony of
or
it, though,
whatever.
it says our grandfather's name
He's calling me.
is calling her while
And-
everybody was at the cemetery.
And I
like,
knew that they were there.
praying. Yeah.
And so I was walking through Target. Like, I remember what section of Target I was in.
Okay.
I was in the women's section looking at the t-shirts in the thing, and my phone's ringing. I look down on my phone and it literally says my grandfather's name, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So I answered. I was like, hello.
from the beyond.
And I could hear them all praying. They're like,
Uh-huh.
oh, Jesus, blah, 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 please take care of his soul.
Uh-huh.
I can hear my grandma crying.
Okay.
And I stayed on and I was like, click. I threw my phone in my purse.
That is a great story.
I was like, wow.
No, it
I
is.
continued to shop.
It is a great story.
About avoidance.
And that was in 2016. And I was at the burial.
And that's it.
And I
Apparently.
never went back.
Never?
I think this
I
is
didn't
a
know
Until-
you came with us.
6 months ago
Oh, you went 6 months ago?
with Joe. Joe took me.
What?
Okay.
I guess we don't have to
That's
answer it on the
good.
podcast.
I don't remember.
I
It
don't
was for a
remember.
reason. I made some promise or something or other. I don't remember what
Okay.
it was, but I promised to myself if something happened, I don't remember what it
I
was.
don't remember.
I'll try to think about it. That I would go to the cemetery. And so I did.
I mean, this does sound like avoidance.
That part's avoidance.
All of this whole segment has sounded like avoidance.
Maybe.
And even,
Maybe.
see, a couple of minutes ago, I was like, damn, Mel handles grief well. She's just
Never
worried
mind.
about the unknown, right? Like, that's her issue. No.
And I.
You do not handle death well, in my opinion, my humble,
no, I agree.
trained therapeutic opinion, right?
And actually,
I don't
in opposite, but this could probably be toxic too. I worked down the street from
That is toxic, what you're about to say. Listen to this. Listen to this shit.
from the cemetery, and I felt that I had to go on my lunch break every day that I was at work and
Wow.
put flowers. So
Every single
I
day.
mean, I didn't work every day. I worked like 3 days a week, but
Oh.
3 days a week,
Or
I would go to. For a year, I went.
she would
to
go
the
have lunch at the cemetery.
I
with
wouldn't, I wouldn't eat there.
Oh,
Like,
you
no.
literally told me one time that you ate a sandwich
I don't eat sandwiches.
or something. I'm pretty sure you told me that you would go have lunch.
I would go on my lunch break.
Oh, so you wouldn't eat?
I think you guys
No.
misunderstood.
Right.
I think that was a misunderstanding.
Right. Anyways,
Okay.
I would go to the cemetery.
Every day,
Every-
3 times a week.
3
Every
times a
time
week.
you were near there, and you never went.
Right.
Yeah, I think we have 2 extremes
Yeah.
of grief.
Right.
Like, I think that's what we're seeing.
But okay, but also I don't think that they are at the cemetery.
But that's how you felt. Because I felt
Why are you telling me how to grieve?
I'm not. I'm because you said I feel that they're not there. And I'm like,
I
yeah,
don't-
that's how you feel.
That's what I'm not telling you don't go to the cemetery,
I mean,
even though
I
I
don't-
think it's kind of
I don't
weird.
I
that
don't
you-
go to the cemetery anymore.
People are going to love this episode. You 2 are just arguing.
About the
Okay.
cemetery.
And I'm in the
about
middle.
the cemetery.
I don't like the cemetery. Like, who likes the cemetery?
No one. I don't like the cemetery.
I don't know.
Do you
I'm
like
sure
the
there's
cemetery?
people that like the cemetery. I don't really go to cemeteries. so. But I don't.
Twinsies.
Who would I? I don't have people in cemeteries to go to.
Oh, fine.
I used to live right across the street from one. It never bothered me.
You have no one in your
Cemeteries
life
don't
who's
bother me.
buried in a cemetery?
I don't think so. I think people were cremated,
Okay.
Mm.
and that's my plan. Like, I don't like viewings. I think viewings are.
Maybe I
morbid.
was traumatized.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna go to culture for
Yes,
a second.
I'm gonna-
go to.
I'm going to blame this on
I'm
culture.
gonna go to culture because in our family we have only ever done viewings as young as like when my grandmother's brother died, which we were like very close with
Mhm.
him, especially for like a great uncle.
Mhm.
When he died, it was obviously very sad. And it was my first open casket. It was my first person that like somebody had
Mhm.
died like in my
Mhm.
family near to me. Every funeral I've ever gone to in my family
Mhm.
has been an open casket. My grandfather's didn't bother me. I don't know why. I felt like I was saying goodbye to him. I felt like it was so normal. But then recently, I did not feel that way anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, this also depends on like how long the person has been deceased and how they look.
I like the idea of a place to visit the deceased. Like I like it maybe because of movies, and it just seems like it's romanticized. Romanticized probably
Right.
isn't the right word,
But I understand what
but you get what
mean.
I'm saying. I hope the listeners get what I'm saying. Like there's this kind
Comfort. There's like a
like
comfort.
there's something like it's a cool visual to go and visit a tombstone and like feel like you're talking to the
Mhm.
person.
And that's how I've always
Yeah.
felt, like with my grandfather,
Mm-hmm.
with his death particularly. But, and I don't know if it's because I'm older now. Like when my grandpa died, I was 20. I didn't have kids. I obviously wasn't married. My life looked very differently.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if death hits me different now that I am 10 years older. I have a husband, I have kids, like that. I've been obviously, unfortunately, to more open casket funerals, and I can't I feel like I can't handle it. Like there was one that I was like, I can't look.
Mm.
And I don't know if that has anything to do with
I've
anything.
handled it. Like I've been to funerals that have open caskets. Never anybody super like my grandfather,
Mhm.
the closest person I ever was, like in my nuclear family.
Mhm.
Like, well, that wouldn't be nuclear, but
Right.
Yeah.
like I was closest to him, and he died. I was in my mid-20s, I
Mhm.
think, so very long time ago, before my daughter was born, and it was open
Right.
casket, but he was put to sea. So when I went to the ocean, I would pay my respects. You know what I mean? Like there was no gravestone to go.
He was cremated after the viewing.
After the viewing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, but other people, I've been to the funeral, but not somebody I would go visit their grave.
Right.
Like nobody that close to me that I would go
I
visit
feel
their
like they're
grave.
not there. Like I
agree with
wholeheartedly
you.
feel that. And I remember even feeling that when my cousin passed away.
Mhm.
I remember thinking like that's not him anymore.
Like I don't want a viewing. I don't like. My kids are well aware of how
cremating for me, but again, maybe it's just so culturally ingrained in us.
I just want the cheap. If they could bury me in the yard, like that would send me to the dump. Like I don't care. I don't believe I'm there either.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That's okay.
I'm just saying.
This is a weird episode. Sorry, guys.
You did it to us.
I want the cheapest possible. Like I don't want to take anything from them. I don't want them to have to pay anything to get rid of me.
Mm-hmm.
But generally, it's cremation is cheap, and then they're going to dump me at sea, which I think is also cheap. So that's the plan. Like we've already discussed. When they all visit, it's very awful.
Oh my god!
Like I'm sure they hate it.
You're like
they
now
come
that
to
we're all
visit,
here together.
Here's how to handle my death.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Did you guys know at Disney, a lot of people take remains and sprinkle it, and the cast members like freak out and they call it Code Grandma.
I've heard that. I haven't heard it was called Code Grandma, but people want to be.
So the cast members like quickly have to like sweep.
One of the early questions was Disney adults. I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't a question submitted about Disney adults?
I don't know.
Eddie wanted us to
constantly at Disney, and she has.
I don't go
Liz,
alone.
I think Liz wants to be buried at Disney.
No, I go.
No,
like,
but I could relate.
It's night.
For my kids.
I could relate. When my kids were little like that, we were at Disney every weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Grieving.
Back to grief.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, grieving. So
I think you have work to do on your fear of death. Honestly, like
yeah,
I'm not
talk
trying
to your
be
therapist.
I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm literally saying I think you avoid.
I agree, though. I agree because lately you've had me be the Melanie,
mm-hmm.
and
I don't know what any of this is. Just hang tight, listeners. There will be a point sooner.
I think, unfortunately, Mel therapied a little too hard, and
I'm proud of this.
She says this herself. She said this was a conversation yesterday that she therapied too hard,
and now I don't give a shit about a lot of things.
I know, but then
great.
Hi, who is the one over here? Like,
so then maybe you have to therapy harder.
Wow.
So then nobody is gonna care.
All right. Therapy hard. That's the motto for today's.
I'm living my best life.
We are off the rails with this episode. We did such a great episode that had no audio. And now I don't know. This is just stories of you two grieving and me. I guess I've thrown some in there.
Oh, you're not happy with this?
I don't know. Let's see how the listeners feel.
I think
We still have plenty of time, and I wanted to kind of come back to grieving, right? Like, I mean, and I don't know how I am at death, honestly. Like I didn't handle my grandfather's well, but that was, a long time ago. I don't know how I would.
But I feel like I did handle it well.
You didn't.
You're
just
just
avoiding.
angry that I didn't go to the cemetery.
No,
Why
but
do I
you-
have to go to the cemetery?
That's not true. You avoided.
Have you done other things? Like, you don't have to go to the cemetery.
Right.
But I used to go to the beach and think about my grandfather. And
I have a picture of him in my room in my Michael Bublé corner.
Okay.
And when I sit there and I
Wait a
listen
minute,
to
your grandfather is in your Michael Bublé corner?
I will send you a picture when I get home.
I don't need that.
Oh my god, I haven't sent you a picture of my Michael Bublé corner.
You haven't shown him?
I haven't shown him.
I
even have a shadow box.
Okay.
With a towel.
With a towel.
I heard about the shadow box.
Okay, and I have a picture of him right there. And so when I sit there and listen to my Michael Bublé music, I look at the picture and I think about him at least every other day. Constantly I think about him. And I talk to him and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So maybe
it's
you're
not like I'm like,
maybe
oh,
you're
you're dead, you're gone. Like,
Right.
no.
I have a hand-drawn picture. My ex-wife drew my grandfather from like a picture at our wedding.
Yeah.
And it's on a bookshelf in my house.
Oh.
Yeah, my grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm fine.
Right,
I did
All right.
avoid going to the cemetery.
I hear you. Like, that's more I mean, your whole family went and you went to Target. Like, I do find
that's a Melissa
little...
thing.
It's a very me.
It's a very on brand
ODD kind of situation.
Yeah. And she's like no one. That's like her lack of I don't know if it's remorse or guilt. I don't know what it is.
Remorse.
Well, because you're
like
just
social compliance.
Right. Thank
Lack
you.
of social
right. That
compliance,
she's just
I
like,
would
no,
say.
I'm good. I'm going to Target.
Yeah, it's oppositional.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, my defiance.
Okay. I think like two other things I think we could talk about is grief isn't just about death. Like we grieve relationships ending. Like
Yes.
I was talking to, who was I talking to recently? Probably a client. Oh no, it was on a podcast I listened to this morning. Holy shit, I'm losing my mind. I thought I was having the conversation and it was one just in my head.
A podcast
Right,
could feel that way.
podcast.
Yeah.
The woman was grieved, like she had divorced,
Mm-hmm.
and like Esther Perel started talking to her about like she's it was a very complicated episode where she sees a married man, but the wife knows, like they have an open relationship, and her relationship with this person is monogamous. Like they're not sleeping with anyone else. They don't have sex in their marriage. Like they've had her over to holiday parties. Like everything's in the open, but she's not sure that's what she wants. And when she gets jealous of the wife because the wife is spending time, like she sleeps in the same bed, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So Esther Perel pointed out she's also grieving the loss of her husband. Like, like not her husband died, they got divorced.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have that anymore. And you grieve that.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
what I had, what could have been. Like that's another thing in relationships that I've probably heard on Esther Perel, a different episode, is when a relationship ends, all the things you had planned on doing, especially a marriage, right? Like we were going to do this, we were going to do that, and you don't have that anymore. Like that's a big thing that people grieve. I know I don't handle grief from relationships well, generally. Yeah. Like I don't want to act like I got it all together and you guys are fucked up. Like you're avoiding and you wallow in it too much. I have my own like difficulties with grief. Yeah. It's painful. But I do believe, like you were saying, you have to be with it.
Right.
You have to sit with it. You have to avoid a little bit. Like, you know, watch a movie, go to a movie, like hang out with friends, like do things to like to forget about it for little periods of time. Grieve it. Like the only way is through is such a common therapy saying.
Yeah. My question was, if grief never really ends, what does healing actually look like?
Okay. When we get there, I will answer. Was that it?
Well, I think I want to add that our grandmother doesn't seem to want to die so much.
Yeah, that's what she was saying earlier.
Yeah.
When she was in and out of the hospital, she was scared.
She's staying with me for 18
And she's
days.
happier?
You know, it may also be thanks to antidepressant
Oh my god,
medication.
that's true. She's finally been consistently on it.
Yeah,
for-
she's been consistently on an antidepressant, SSRI.
Good.
You should point that out to her.
And she's happy as a clam. She also mentioned yesterday. And I think it was a really good example of someone who is grieving. Granted, it's been 10 years, but she is
Still grieving.
definitely still grieving. It was a really good example of her living her life and grieving at some points, but then enjoying like the other moments. I was home with her and we were talking. She was having like a great normal conversation. She was helping me fold laundry. Then she had to go to Publix. She went to Publix. She came back. We had like a conversation about my grandfather. She like brought him up and then she mentioned feeling guilty about when they would fight. But I thought to myself, oh, this is more normal. Like this is what it should look like for her. But she's also a person that has suffered with depression her whole life and was untreated.
Yeah.
Like no therapy, no medication ever.
Even before my grandfather died.
Right.
She was
I mean,
a
it
depressed
sounds
person.
that's how it took it.
Yeah.
Right.
And culture-wise and age-wise, it wasn't common.
She wore black for a year and a day.
Yes, Barry loves that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So so she's doing a lot better.
She is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I also just think it's really good for her that, like, because I do think she declined when she did for a while there because she was used to taking care of my babies for the last 4 years, which really gave her
purpose.
And then now my 2 kids go to daycare, and I think it was a pretty weird year that like my parents started traveling a lot because now they're able to. My kids are in daycare, and then she was like, okay, now what?
Right.
Yeah, which goes back to what I like to fall back on when talking about death and grief and its purpose and finding meaning and
I think I think it's great your grandmom's doing better. Like
it's nice.
That is good. I haven't heard you guys ever talk about her like doing well.
Yeah.
Like when we've had conversations, you guys are never like, my grandma's doing so well.
No.
It's always like she's going to the hospital or she's this or she's sitting in a room by herself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you feel like activity can be very like, and purpose, like you guys said, like kind of her purpose diminished?
Right.
Another thing I wanted to talk about, like this kind of goes to the avoidance thing. I was teaching cognitive therapy actually this week and a little bit last week, and the ABC model, and you know what I mean, like challenging your thoughts. I think with grief, like I've literally assigned that in a class where they have to take some kind of activating event, something that's bothering them, and like challenge the thoughts behind it. And people will do that with grief. And I'm like, no, like you don't do that with grief. You go through the grief.
Right.
Like you don't challenge grief. You're not like, oh, they're in a better place. You may believe that. And I hope someday you feel that, but you don't have to like shorten the grieving, you know what I mean? Like the pain by trying to tell yourself positive things. That was one thing I wanted to say. And then, we didn't really talk about the stages of grief. It's kind of controversial these days because when Elizabeth Kubler-Ross did the research, she's the one behind the 5 stages of grief. It was for people that were dying themselves. And it's not like she said, you have to go through all 5 stages. Like people skip, people don't go through them orderly, whatever. But basically the 5 stages, and I know I went through this with my grandfather when he died, was denial. Like first I didn't believe it. He had a heart attack and died. And I was like, no, there's a mistake, right? Which, why would you be calling me if there was a mistake, right? Of course there wasn't a mistake,
Yeah.
But your brain can't handle it. So it's denial.
I literally told my brother, like, it's fine. They're gonna, like, he was gone. Like, they're gonna transport him and there's a new machine. And he was like, no, just come to the hospital. Like, no.
So denial, right? Or shock and denial.
Yeah.
And then there's anger, right? And I spent a lot of time in the angry stage. and then bargaining,
Mhm.
which is usually when you're dying. It's like, God, if you get rid of my cancer, I'll be a better human being, that
Right.
kind of thing,
Mhm.
right? I mean, that's one
Yeah.
example. There's all
Mhm.
kinds of bargaining. It's not as much with someone else, because I think we know that's like, hey, I'll be a better person if you bring so-and-so back to life. Like, that's a
Mhm.
little
Mhm.
weirder.
Mhm.
But if you remove my death sentence, and then depression,
Mhm.
and then the last one is acceptance. They call it acceptance. And the answer I was going to give to your question when I said it was way too early is, in the course I took, I really loved how, like, they took the 5 stages and they were like, you would have loved this. They gave them like things to do to move through
Love that.
the stages,
Mhm.
right? And the last one, which is acceptance, they called it emotionally relocating the deceased.
Hmm.
And I love that. Like, what that means is, today when I think of my grandfather, there's no pain,
Right.
right? There's like the joy he brought me.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
Like, you've gone through the pain and now you have emotionally relocated that
Mhm.
person.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's how you know when
That's-
you're kind
yeah.
of done. Like, there's not the sadness so much
Mhm.
anymore as the, like,
Pain.
remembering how great it was. And I
Yeah.
feel I have accomplished that in relationships also, where sometimes when I remain friends with someone
Mhm.
that I was in a relationship with, like, I'm not focusing on how I miss them in my life and,
Mhm.
this is sad. I'm focused on, like, I
Mhm.
really enjoy this person,
Yeah.
right? I mean, they're still alive, obviously, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like
I
that a lot.
I
really like that
really,
too.
really like that. Like, emotionally relocating
Mhm.
Yeah, the person.
the person.
We could just call it
right,
the person. Yeah.
Mhm.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's true.
It made me think, when I was talking to my grandma yesterday, it made me think that getting to that point is really hard for her because
Mhm.
she carries a lot of guilt around their relationship. Like, they used to
Mhm.
like bicker a lot, and like the way I think of them bickering is funny to me.
Me too.
Like, I'm like, oh, they were so silly, like fighting about, silly things,
thing.
right? But to her, it's really heavy. Like, it was like a fight, and they
But
were
maybe she's
upset.
magnifying it like
Mhm.
depressed people do, right? Like, people that have depression, one of the cognitive distortions is magnification and exaggeration.
Right.
Mhm.
Like, maybe she's taking these small things
Yeah.
that she thinks, oh, we were bickering,
Mhm.
but maybe she's making it a bigger
Mhm.
fight than it was,
Mhm.
or a
Mhm.
worse thing. Maybe.
I think her guilt comes because she really would bicker and fight or harp on things that were so silly. Like,
Mhm.
we would invite them to dinner because they lived in the house, and she would be like, no, we can't go, we have to give them time. And my grandpa would be annoyed and would fight with her, like, because he liked going out to dinner.
Mhm.
So I feel like her guilt is that she wasted life, or her life with him being
Yeah. Like,
silly.
mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's part of why she can't emotionally
Move it because of
Move
her
on.
guilt.
move it. Yeah, because of the guilt.
Right.
Yeah.
And I talk about that in some of the little bit of discussion of grief I've done. Like, most of us feel guilty
Mhm.
when
Right.
someone dies. Like,
Mhm.
we feel guilty about, we didn't spend enough time,
Yeah.
or we said this, or we did this,
Mhm.
and that's normal. Like, it's normal to feel the guilt, but we have to,
Mhm.
like with any guilt, we have to forgive ourselves,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
We were doing the best we could. This is last week's, 2
Yeah.
weeks ago's podcast. We were doing the best we could in the
Mhm.
moment with what we have.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think that's important. Like,
It
maybe
is.
your grandmom can work on that.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Mhm. I mean, she seems in a better place. And when you're in a better place, it's easier to implement new
Right.
strategies.
Right. I was listening to the Gottmans on the way over here. It was a repeat episode that I heard maybe a year ago, but I was listening to it again because a lot of good information. Anyhow, they were bickering at times on the air. It was like an hour and a half podcast because it was like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
It took 2 weeks. Like, they broke it apart into 2 weeks. And they were bickering a lot about little things. Like, and I was just like, I can't stand Julie Gottman. Like, I cannot stand her.
I think I've told you that before.
You can't stand her?
That's why I don't listen to them.
Yeah, I can't stand her. I don't know how he's still married to her,
Yeah.
quite frankly.
Oh my God.
I was listening to this on the way over.
Yeah.
Like, it was like the last thing I heard coming here.
Mhm.
No, I think I put on some music right before I got here. But yeah, I was like, I hope we're talking about relationships today, because I just want to air out that I do not like
Julie Gottman.
Julia Gottman. Yeah. I need to air that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Gottman can do better
Okay.
myself.
Well-
like she's like a little nag. He's like, I turned off
Personality.
my phone. His phone rang during the episode,
Yeah.
and he's like, I turned off my phone, and she's like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, dude, maybe he did, and they called twice. Like sometimes that happens, you know. Happened to me in class the other day.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. I don't know.
They call through your do not disturb.
Yeah, to like spam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I love doing
Oh god.
as an ending to this episode?
What?
When somebody has their phone on do not disturb and you text them
Oh, I
and
know.
it says notify anyways, I'm like, I gotta do it. And I just press notify
What is
anyways.
wrong with you?
I don't know.
What is wrong with you? The only time I ever do that is if I'm meeting the person soon and I'm like, where are you at?
It's usually
You
with
know
like
what
a
I mean?
text message, and it's usually at night.
You don't do it to me.
Well, I know that you're at school, like
Mm.
teaching most of the time when we're texting, so I'm not gonna like
Oh.
notify anyways. It's probably not.
I also put it on do not disturb when I make the videos because I'm recording.
I don't think I've
I'm,
never
like,
pressed it for you.
I'm screen recording, and like if notifications come through, I got to start it over
Mm.
to do the
Like I did it last night to like Elise. I was like texting her and I saw it said do notify anyways, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like trying to text you right now. Anyways,
and
Anyway.
they might be dead. I'm just trying to bring it back to death.
I was like, where did we go?
Because where did we go?
we were talking Gottman. It was Gottman. and it
Gottman.
reminded me.
Oh god.
Oh, and then we were talking about spam.
Right.
All right.
And that's a wrap.
And that's a wrap.
That's a total wrap on this episode of Therapist Say. I'm your host, Mel.
I'm your other host, Liz.
I'm the co-host, Barry.
He's not. He's actually the host. Goodbye.
All right, that's it for today's episode of Therapist Say. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully, you laughed, learned something, or at least realized you're not the only one with issues.
New episodes drop every 2 weeks, so hit follow and don't forget self-care.